Carol B. Crafts. Today I'm going to share with you how I made these two beautiful happy birthday cards using my Stampin' Up! Products. The products that I used to make these cards, the stamp sets, were Watercolor Wings. I used the Just For You, and I used the Falling Flowers. For that I used the little leaf design here, and here's the die that goes with it. The Mayflower Framelits match the Falling Flowers. And then I have also the Butterfles Thinlits dies, and also I'm using the frame from the Bold Butterfly Framelit dies. I'm going to be using the Elegant Dots embossing folder, but if you have a different embossing folder, you can use that. It would probably work just as well. And then I'm using the Happy Birthday, Stylized Birthday, Happy Birthday stamp that comes in wood. I did this card first, and I really like it, and it's really elegant. And then I stamped the Happy Birthday in the center there with the larger Stylized Birthday stamp. And then this card, sometimes if you like more clean and simple look, you would like this card. It's actually easier to make, simpler to make. You don't use the embossing folder, and you don't use the leaves, and you don't have the white background in the back here. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with the A2 size thick Whisper White card base, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. The Tip Top Taupe, which is going to be 5.25 by 4, will be embossed with the Elegant Dots folder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, I'm back, and I have embossed my Tip Top Taupe. That's going to go here. The next piece that I'm going to need is a piece of Watermelon Wonder, and it's 3.5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to need my scoring board for this next step. Now, whichever side you want facing up on your card is the side you want facing down when you do this. And you're going to score it at 3 3/8, and you're going to go all the way down till about 1/2 inch from the bottom. I'm actually going to use my smaller one. And then you're going to go 1/8 inch over to 3 1/4, and you're going to score, but only down to about 1 inch from the bottom. And what that does is it forms a little bit of a ridge, just a little decorative ridge there on your paper. Okay, we're done with our scoring board. Now we are going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and that will be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then a piece of the printed Watermelon Wonder Designer Series paper, the 2015-2017 in colors. And we'll put all of this together now. Okay, I'm going to wait to put this piece on, because it's better if I go ahead and adhere this piece. And it just goes 1/8 inch from all the edges all the way around. Okay, now this piece, the Watermelon Wonder, you want the raised little bumps going up. And this we want to have about a 1/2 inch from the top and a 1/4 inch, well, basically a 1/4 inch from the top of the tip-top taupe here and the 1/4 inch from the tip-top taupe there is about a good placement for it. And you just have to eyeball it. Okay, now this, we're ready for this. And it's going to go a 1/4 inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the side. And again, you just kind of have to eyeball it. Okay, so we have pretty much our card base and our layers. Now we need to do our leaves and our butterfly and our butterfly base. Okay, we're going to do our stamping next, and we'll need our piercing mat because we have some photopolymer and some rubber, and I just used a piercing mat for all of it. So this is Falling Flowers. It's the leaf, and that goes on a H block. And if you haven't used the Stampin' Up! Blocks, and you may have blocks at home that you use and you're perfectly happy with them, well, I was too until I used a Stampin' Up! Block, and now I just can't go back to using any other block that's out there available. So I encourage you to try at least one, and once you use it, you'll be hooked and you'll want all Stampin' Up! Blocks. Now we're going to stamp this in Tip Top Taupe in this color right here, and I'm going to use my Stamp-O-Majig only because sometimes I don't get the impression on the first try that I want, and if I use my Stamp-O-Majig, I always get a second chance. And let me see if I can get this here so that it's on the paper. Okay, it seems like my paper is not quite big enough for that to use the Stamp-O-Majig and this block, so I'm going to need a different block. Okay, so I put it on a bigger block. It's block E. You may not need to do that, but so I'm going to go straight down, try not to rock, straight up, and then I'm going to do the same thing again, get some more ink on there, go straight down and straight up, and I want just a little bit more ink. So I'm going to go straight down and straight up. Well, that's good enough. Okay, the next stamping that I'm going to do will be with a larger piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to use the Watercolor Wings stamp set, and I'm going to use the Just For You. And I'm going to put that on a B block, and I'm going to use my Stamp-O-Majig again for this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp along the edge so that I can make this little banner here. And I have found that I need to stamp it twice, so that's why I'm going to use my Stamp-O-Majig. It comes out pretty good the first try, but I find one more try just really makes it pop. And I'm not really happy with that one because it's just a little bit off. So I'm going to do another one right here. And try again. I'm gonna let it sit for just a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm much happier with that. Okay, now that's all the stamping that we need to do. I'll put my Tip Top Tote back. And now we're going to use the Watermelon Wonder. And what we'll use that for, I'll put this aside. So I have a piece of Whisper White here that's 3 by 3 7/5, and a piece of Watermelon Wonder that's 3 by 3.75. And for these, I am going to use my dies. This is the Butterfly Thinlits dies, and you get the 2 detailed dies and then a little framelit. And I'm going to use the smaller detailed die for the Watermelon Wonder Butterfly. And then I'm going to use from the Mayflower Framelits dies, I'm going to use the leaf die to cut out our leaf that we stamped. And then I'm going to use the Bold Butterfly Framelit dies, and I'm going to use the large framelit butterfly that comes with those dies. And I'm going to cut out a butterfly, the background. So I'm going to cut all these out and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I finished cutting these out. The framelit dies come out pretty well, pretty easy. You don't really have any problem getting those out. But the detailed dies, they are a little trickier, and that's why Stampin' Up! Sells this tool here, the Big Shot die brush, which is it's really good for detailed dies like this. You don't give it any pressure at all, you just roll it over your die. The brush does the work for you. If you try to give it pressure, that's where you're going to run into trouble, and your little bristles are going to get stuck in your die. Okay, is that not amazing? And then I like to take my piercing tool and just kind of lift it up. And there you go. That is a beautiful image, and so easy to do with the butterfly framelits. Alright, we're done with our brush. Now we're going to take a, this is like a eye makeup brush or eye makeup applicator, and I'm going to use that to apply the Watermelon Wonder ink to the edge of my butterfly cut here, die cut. Now I apologize, my camera died on me. So now I'm going to place my butterfly on my card, and it's going to go, this tip is going to go to the top of the white, and this edge is going to go to the side of the white to give you an idea of where it's going to go. And I'm going to put this on with glue dots as well. So I'm just going to put them on randomly in the larger wing sections, and then some on the body. And I think that should be enough. Maybe one more right there. Okay, that should be enough to hold it. Okay, so I'm just going to place it about right there. But oops, before I do that, I have to put this in place. I just about forgot it. I'm going to put it on with glue dots as well. Okay, so it is going to go, this leaf goes at the top of the DSP paper right there in the corner, about a ½ inch from the edge and touching the top, and bring it down a little bit. And then you're going to put your butterfly on. This top is going to be facing the top of this paper and the edge of the white paper, kind of on it like that. Now we need to take care of the sentiment part right here. And we'll do that by cutting. I'm going to use my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut it so that it's about a little bit, about 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4. Okay. And then I'm going to trim it. I'm going to cut 1/2 inch from the J, 1/4 inch from the J, 1/4 inch from the J, and then we want this to be about 2 inches long. So that's about right there. Yep, that's about 2 inches there. I'll put my trimmer away. Now to make the little banner, you find the center and you go in about 1/4 of an inch with your scissors. Then you go from this corner to the middle where you stopped cutting. Then you go from this corner to the middle where you stopped cutting. And now you have your banner. And I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. I think I'll put 3. Okay. And this goes about 1/2 inch from the bottom, and even with the edges here. A little bit over, like that. All right, so I need to put the pearls on, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Jewels Basic Pearls. And again, I'm going to use my piercing tool, and I'm going to get one of the larger pearls and use that. I'm going to put that in the large center part here. And then I'm going to get one of the smaller medium-sized pearls. Not the smallest, but the next to the smallest. Put that right there. Okay, our card is ready. Now if you wanted to do the simpler, clean and simple style, you would just leave off the tip-top taupe here and the tip-top taupe there and just do the banner. Both of them are pretty nice, I think. Okay, to do the inside, we're going to need our Stamp-A-Ma-Jig again and our Stylized Birthday stamp. This only comes in the wood stamp, which is fine with me. Here's the tip-top taupe again that we're going to use. Now we're going to use the tip-top taupe full strength on the Stylized Birthday. I will go ahead and stamp it down and hopefully get it straight, because I can't look at it straight on and not get in the camera's way. Okay, so we'll just let that sit for a minute. And it does look like I need to put some more down there, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp it again. Oh, that's good. Good and dark. Now the part where I did these. This is a stamping off technique. So for that, I'm going to need, again, my my leaf pattern. I'm going to do that right there. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, stamp off, and then stamp kind of over the happy birthday. And then also from that stamp set is a little flower. This one right here. I'm going to use that to stamp off again and put that right, let's see, where did I put it? Down here. Alright, that is our card for today. Let me clean up my mess here a little bit. Now, the papers and the cardstock that I used for this card came from, the papers came from my In Colors 2015-2017 reward collection that you can get through my customer reward program. And you can find the details on my blog at www.carolbcrafts.com. And thank you for joining me today, and have a great afternoon. Bye now.